You're thinking of Police Academy. That's
okay. I mixed up.
And the answer is because they had
Mahoney.
Mahoney,
Was that you that sucked my dick?
You guys have to watch Police Academy through this like post boat trip, post Caitlyn Jenner, post fucking like 2015 world. Like just watch a movie called Police Academy where it's just like one of the runners with a big like
he hires a prostitute to
like,
under the podium.
Yeah, and it's just like the joke is that the head of all the police,
the commandant,
thinks that Steve Guttenberg filleted him.
Right.
And so he's just like, like he's just he's apparently not gay, but thinks Steve Guttenberg is, and it's not. The joke isn't that the commandant is like in the closet. The joke is that the commandant is like, ugh, I'm so straight that I don't want that blowjob to get to me, but it felt so good.
Right.
Like it's just such a weird. Like we were so in the closet back then that we were healthier a little bit in a lot of ways because we put people in the center square and we like celebrated like sexuality. You know, we celebrated gayness like in a way that we couldn't after we actually acknowledged that it was offensive to dehumanize people. Like I think that goes with everything really. It's like you're sort of like there's that day when you graduate to being taken seriously and everything stops being celebratory.
But you're right, though, in a way, because the fact that you can't really have someone like Paul Lynde as a character in a way
because you know he'd be stereotypical.
But the fact that we didn't know, like nobody knew what was going on back then, and
half the people I mean, I was one of them. Like the biggest bands were Queen and the Village People.
Right.
I don't care if you've ever heard of them. Listen to those names. Their gimmick was not to anyone in Wisconsin. It was not known that the gimmick had anything to do with any form of lifestyle.
Look at the firemen. Look at the cowboy.
Look at them. They wear different outfits and they're singing about the YMCA. I don't know why. And then now it's the Navy they're following it with. I don't know. They're like any other group. They sing about weird things.
Those guys have a lot of energy.
And Queen, Freddie Mercury was like a fucking belting it out. And America was like, yay, these people are great. Throughout history. I've never seen that documentary, The Celluloid Closet. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. I'm interested to see that because 30 years later. But like the idea that obviously, like there's a, not to be stereotypical, but there's a lot of talent, like sequestered in the gay,
you're like a prosecuting attorney who's about to pounce.
Now it's 2015.
Isn't it true, Dan?
It's not progressive to say it anymore. Like 5 years ago, I was like, I love gay people. They're so talented. Now it's like, you weird homophobic weirdo.
Yeah.
They're not anything.
That was my closer. Was let's hear it for the gays.
All of that mid '80s, late '80s, like this giant pool of talent, like so many of them died. And so like you didn't just lose artists and singers and like visual artists, like you lost architects and great minds, writers, politicians, like a huge swath of an incredibly intelligent, hip, happening section of our population gone. And I don't know that we totally recovered from that. Like I think that's a huge one of the reasons that we kind of went into a little bit of a cultural downslide. Is
you had the comedy boom of the late 80s. There was some quality left.
There were two great gigs back in the 80s. You could be a stand-up comic or a guy that made brick walls behind comics.
Oh my God, the bricklaying boom.
Those were the days.
When are they gonna
a piece of that brick concession? Boy, oh boy.
Or if you sold nacho materials back then, you could make a lot of money. That's what the big.
If you sold giant mallets,
yeah. I still call Gallagher in June and ask him what melons look good this summer. Should I go for the Crenshaw? Is that looking good?
Is he a good metric or a bad one? I mean, he's
using them just to smash.
Right. Yeah. So are those the ones that are good to eat? Because now I'm really mad at him.
There's no upside to what he's doing. He's ruining perfectly good fruit.
If you tell me next, I thought that was food that someone was going to throw away.
Do you think he went down to the market?
And if you tell me next that his jokes could have fed people, I will lose my mind.
He used to spend 8 or 9 hours a day making sure that they were all rotten and not good to eat. I wish I hadn't said that too, as well. How can you follow this guy with the all of our artistic people who are dead?
Okay, Andy.
What are you? What is this, tragedy club? All of a sudden? I mean, what are we?
It's 1985. You
Second
absolutely
Reagan turn.
have to. Your stand-up career will not survive. There's a guy with a hammer for a head that's like killing on Star Search. There's
Hammer for a head.
There's a lady that plays 2 violins, and she's funny too, but she plays 2 violins. So like what would your gimmick be? Gun to your head, like what if you was like eat what you kill?
I would go full stereotypical Jew.
That's not.
That's no money in that?
No,
I thought we were role playing.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. He wasn't gonna say I get up and look at a stainless steel mirror and wonder what my when hover cars are gonna. Okay. It wasn't anything.
I got one scene for Rommel. I figured out one scene for the Rommel movie. Me as Rommel.
All right.
What do you mean we're out of gas? It's called a tank.
Thanksgiving.
Andy Kindler is Rommel.
Rommel.
Great.
Wait, hey, I admire you so much, but then part of me is like, what are you doing? You're thinking about that during the show.
Right. Yeah. What's the matter with me?
So, it's so boring to you. You're just like a part of your brain is like, I got it. It's just in the background. You have that much processor.
He's like a squirrel. He can put nuts in one
That's
side
right.
of his
That's right.
one cheek while he's doing.
I would like to think that the show was like fully engaging Andy Kindler's brain, but it's not possible.
I think he's like a spider. He has the hands.
I'll embrace it. I won't take it personal.
No, I think I have a lot of problems, and I do have ADHD, that kind of a thing. No, I'm plugged in. Are you kidding me?
Do you want to go back to my dumb?
Yes.
You said I said what would your because it's kind of it's a joke. It's a joke game, but I mean there might be an answer.
I would
right?
be
like, what would we do in that era?
Crazy. I would be the guy who I can't even think of a really hacky thing. What would be good for me? Song parodies.
Well, you did my favorite.
Well, no, but Andy, what I'm asking is like based on what
Can we get a couple song parodies?
based on what you're good at, like based on your actual like, oh shit, I want to survive, and I'm being told that in order to survive, I have to like stick out amongst like this cavalcade of characters.
Wear loud suits.
Yeah.
You get okay. Yeah. I mean, what would you?
Hey,
really...
folks, come on. What am I, nuts? But what do I know? I bought this suit. I could be Reagan guy.
Yeah. Be Reagan guy?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to mention AIDS. Woo.